Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and today we'll be reading Former Skinny People of Reddit. What is something you've learned since gaining weight? Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more weight loss stories, and also I just started a second channel for some juicy relationship stories. The link to subscribe to that is below. People really do treat you differently. I was on medication that made me drastically gain weight, like from just above underweight to right on the edge of overweight. And now that I'm back to normal, it's bizarre seeing people who completely lost interest in me as a person. And not romantically, I'm talking as an employee, student, friend, treat me as a human being again. People treat you a lot worse than when I was skinny. My family makes fat jokes. Women are not as attractive to you. Friends make fat jokes. A car that was passing by called me, "Hey, lard bum." I gained weight after my son and I've never been big. Now that I am bigger, I've noticed you're basically invisible to most people. Guys don't flirt as often. Nobody cares to make too much conversation. You kind of just blend in. I gained close to 60 pounds in a year, really fast. The biggest change I found was how much I could feel my gut, wearing a seatbelt or even just sitting down. Sometimes when I'd eat on the couch, I would have to undo my belt just to get comfortable. Seatbelt was the worst though. That's when I knew I was getting big, was when my gut would fold over the seatbelt. My gut had weight and was large and in charge, made me really motivated to hit the gym. I couldn't stand that feeling. How much more I have to poop, and that I don't actually hate being chubby. I thought I would be disgusted with myself, but I actually kind of like it. Plus I've been going to the gym too, so getting a bulk chub thing going on. Being/eating fat is very cheap. Bonus, America is one of the only countries in the world in an economy where the poorer you get, the fatter you get. A plus, it's so much more comfortable to sleep. My arms actually feel like pillows. Girls like to snuggle up to me more. I can sleep on a bare floor without pressure points. I'm like a go-anywhere Tempur-Pedic. The freedom of going out and being able to buy a meal every night from grocery stores to McDonald's kills me. It's easy and quick, but I know how to cook. Laziness gets you nowhere is the bottom line, whether it be portions or quickness. People hope for your demise. They want you to gain weight so they can point it out. So many negative comments. Ooh, putting on weight. Told you you would get fat. It's disgusting. I had friends like that too. It feels pretty horrible, doesn't it? The key for me was recognizing the ones who were legitimately concerned for my health as opposed to the ones who just wanted to feel better about themselves. When I lost weight, the ones who were concerned told me they were proud and wanted to hear the details of how I managed to lose weight. The ones who wanted to feel better about themselves just told me I was going to put the weight back on and I shouldn't bother to change my lifestyle. Well, I had a really easy time staying skinny when I was younger and always thought people who were fat were like either far too lazy to do something about it or just didn't care. Turns out it's pretty damn hard to lose weight. Crap. I was skinny as a teen and gained weight by bodybuilding. I figured out that there is a large difference between different people's metabolism. I can eat as much as I want and will only gain muscle and barely any fat. Also, it takes a long time for me to get hungry and I have to make a conscious effort trying to eat. It's fairly easy to put the blame on overweight people, but I honestly believe that they often don't have a choice. Some part of their brain makes overeating more appealing than it is to me. On a windy day, I'm solid as a rock. I sweat a little more, clothes are actually easier to find, and people comment on my weight less. Seriously, when I was super skinny, people made these snide comments and accused me of having an ED. I gained quite a bit of weight and people seem to approve of this rather than me being skinny. It's weird. That losing weight takes motivation, free time, and hard work. I'm lacking in all three. I'm still trying to accept my new shape. Don't accept it. Yes, it takes motivation and some hard work, but you can get a decent amount of exercise in a very little time, and once you see the benefit to your hard work, then the motivation will follow. You can accept your body as it is and still work towards health goals. It's much easier to find the motivation and energy to eat nutritiously and move your body when you don't hate the body you're in, regardless of if you're large or small size. When I was younger, I had an ED. I weighed 135 pounds at 6'2". I thought beauty meant skinny, so I just wouldn't eat. This was about 15 years ago. Now I'm 220 pounds and I compete in powerlifting. The biggest thing I've learned is that nutrition isn't magical or unknowable. It's very much mathematical and easy to manipulate. Calories in versus calories out, with carbs, fat, and protein playing different roles in different ratios depending on your goals and activities. Knowing this, it's simply a matter of planning and discipline, but otherwise it's very easy to manipulate my weight. There are a lot of myths about weight loss. Exercise does not make you lose weight. Lifting weights does not put on muscle, and not without the proper nutrition anyway. I was really skinny and gained weight. I'm 5'10" and at my thinnest I weighed 130 pounds as opposed to now I weigh around 215 pounds. Not fat, but I'm thick. I'm a man, so the reactions I've gotten have been a little less negative. People seem to be more intimidated by me. Being called a big guy makes me laugh a little on the inside. Other guys are a lot less aggressive around me and tend to bridge disagreements in a more diplomatic way, which is fine with me because I hate fighting. But when I was skinny, it seemed like any time an argument arose, the conclusion would be them getting physical and me backing away. I went from stick thin 120 pounds to 185 pounds after I turned 23. It was really quick and unexpected for other people, but for me, it was rather slow. I thought my pants had shrunk maybe when they no longer fit. I made excuses to myself all the time. I suddenly had a hell of a gut and my thighs were huge. Soon I had to buy all new clothes. It startled me when I first realized I was no longer thin, and once I started talking to people about it, they were quite open about just how much they noticed my weight gain. That made me uncomfortable. They would make comments like, "Oh, but you can lose some of it, right? It shouldn't take too much dieting." Or, "Just go to the gym. You have nothing to be ashamed of if you're doing what you can to get rid of it." Those really bothered me. They made it sound like I should feel bad about my weight gain. To someone who had a borderline ED in his teen years, comments like that hurt. As for my social life, people who were interested in me or would flirt with me became somewhat distant. I stopped taking pictures of myself and refused to be in pictures with my friends. I second-guessed going places because of how I looked. I was always sucking in my gut to try and look thinner to appease myself. The problem was that I wasn't even heavy. People just started putting it into my head that any weight gain was a problem and I should be ashamed of it since none of it was muscle. It was so incredibly toxic. I was stupid enough to listen and let it affect my self-esteem. Joke's on them. I developed stomach issues that forced me to change my diet and exercise, so now I'm back down to 138 pounds. Bam! Now to gain 20 pounds of muscle so I can be all buff for the fellas. Skinny shaming comes from envy. It's external. You get lots of "only a dog wants a bone," "you look like a 12-year-old boy," etc. People, especially other females, thought it was open season to comment on my body. This frigged with my head so much as a young adult because I really believed them, even though in retrospect, I think I looked great. Fat shaming to me is more internalized hate. You're disgusted with your fat body and you sense others do too. They're just not vocal about it, but you're ignored and no longer considered sexually desirable, it seems. My 2 cents. People can be really vocal about not liking your weight. It's really amazing how offended people can get just by you existing and being fat. There are different weird levels to it, where people will either be concerned for your health, though they don't really know you or anything about you, or just outright be grossed out. I've been in every size in the market, and the nice thing about being skinny is being just kind of invisible. And that brings us to the featured narwhals of the day. Join our Reddit community to be a featured narwhal and for a chance to win some free narwhal merch. All you need is the Reddit app and a free account. The link to join is below. Our first featured narwhal of the day is Australian Bird Lady, and they say 8.5 kilograms, 18 pounds down. I'm using Google to convert the kilograms to pounds, so I hope that's correct. Listening to the narwhal videos at the gym was a great way to keep motivated. I'd love to get to 75 kg as my next small goal. And our last featured narwhal of the day is Crystal NR127, and they say, at 17 years old, I was weighing 281 pounds, and 1 year later, I'm down to 105 pounds. I feel more confident, I'm healthier, and I'm stronger. To anyone who feels like quitting, in 6 months, do you want to say to yourself, why did I stop? Or, thank God I'm not where I was 6 months ago. Thanks for sharing featured narwhals. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more weight loss videos. And once again, subscribe to my second channel for juicy relationship stories. Thanks for watching narwhals, and I'll see you in the next one.